All right, it is recording. My name is Arbender Robinson, and I am doing the Lateness Tumblr interview. It is Thursday morning. We just had 2 shows yesterday. I'm not going to tell you what time it is because then you would know how early I get up in the morning, and you'll probably make fun of me. So, here we go. The first question is, when did I realize that theater was my calling? I don't think I ever quite realized that theater was my calling, and I'm still shocked that I get to do this for a living, and so it makes the journey completely exciting for me because it's not at all what I expected or allowed myself to dream. So there you go. What was the first show I was in and how old was I? So my first professional show, I was in high school. However, my first big play, I guess, I was in the 3rd grade. I played a robot named Marv in a Christmas musical called Magic in the Toy Shop. And his first lines were, "My brain was really whirring and I conjured up a spell. I thought some magic might be good and might help my friends as well. Abracadibbity, dabra kebab, and all that jive. Marvel says, toys wake up, come alive." Yeah, I remember all the words since they rhymed. So there we go. What would I say is the best advice someone has given you in regard to performing or auditioning? Here's the deal. Whether it's auditioning or performing or anything, in the end, anything that you want to do, you kind of have to set your mind to do it and just do it, because there are going to be thousands of people that will tell you no. There'll be thousands of people that will tell you that your dream is silly, and you just kind of have to be your own cheerleader and just kind of make it happen and keep trying. I mean, I auditioned for Lion King 36 times before I got cast in Lion King over the course of 15 years. So had I taken no for the answer the first time, then I never would have been in Lion King. So so that's that. Some of my dream roles, I really want to be Leo Frank in Parade, but that's never going to happen for a number of reasons. That's really like my biggest dream role. So there you go. Les Mis questions. Here we go. What was my first experience with Les Mis and what were my initial opinions? You all are going to hate me. So I was young and a kid growing up in the country just outside of the city, and I didn't like Les Mis. I think the subject matter and the music and what it was about was kind of too big and too much for me to understand and handle. So I didn't really appreciate it for what it was. Unfortunately, now everyone's gonna like unfriend me on Tumblr. Yeah, but now that I'm in the show, actually after reading the book, I realized, holy cow, this is a really, really amazing story. So, and now that I'm in the show, I'm so blessed and honored to be a part of it, because I think the ideals behind the show and about helping others and how one choice that you make can change someone's life is kind of how I live my life. So, yeah, so that's that. This is getting very, very long already. I'm so sorry. I've been in many Broadway productions, but what is it like to be a part of a show as iconic as Les Mis? It freaks me out because there are some amazing people who have done this show over the course of 25 years, and you kind of have to fill their shoes, and it's hard. Nikki James once said that you have to be better than your best, and I think that's kind of what we have to do every day, is be better than our best, because if we're not, the fans let us know, whether it hurts our feelings or not. So there you go. How does your experience with new musicals such as Hairspray, Little Mermaid, or Beautiful differ from working on a revival such as Hair, Ragtime, and the one I'm currently in, Les Mis? And which of the two do I prefer? That's really tough, because every show that I've done, I say yes or no to a show based on what I have to learn from it. I'm not going to lie, what it does for my pocketbook and what it's going to do for my career. So for me, Hairspray was my Broadway debut, which is amazing. Little Mermaid was my first time being in an original Broadway cast, which was amazing. Hair, I like to stand up for what I believe in, and Hair allowed me to protest and stand up for something for 2.5 hours every single night. That's amazing, and I had some really great friends in the show. Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Hello, it's Carole King, and that entire process from beginning to end was amazing. What other ones? I don't really know what I prefer out of those. So I guess I'm gonna be a chicken and not really answer that question. So me being the first African-American Marius to hit the Broadway stage, and how does it feel to be given that opportunity? So there are a number of ways to answer this question. The same thing happened when I was in Little Mermaid, where I was the first African-American Disney prince, because I covered Prince Eric as well. And for me, personally, I try really, really hard to not let race be a part of it. However, race is a part of things. So for me, I think my job is to go out and do the work to the best of my ability, and bring as much of me to the work as I can. So I think that my Marius has a completely different edge than any other Marius. I called him Black Marius, but I got in trouble for saying that. But he's a little edgier than some of the other Mariuses that I've seen, which I like. I don't know if anyone else likes it, but it's kind of fun for me to play it that way. But I can only play things based on my experience. So I think I'm really, really grateful that it happened. I'm happy that it happened, and career-wise, I try really hard to do things that allow me to step out of the box that we're put in based on race, if that makes any sense. So yeah, so that's that. There have been many Mariuses in the past, but what is the one thing that makes your portrayal different from the rest? Anything new that you try to bring to the character? I try to make my Marius always live in the moment and not play anything else or foreshadow anything else or let you know what he's feeling. So my Marius is different every time I do it within the realm of the show. And for me on stage as an actor, I always try only to react to things that are happening around me. So Ramin gives me something and I react to that, or Samantha Hill gives me something, which she's amazing, or I react to that. So I try only to react to what's happening around me, and then that kind of informs all the choices that I make. So that'll probably change in time, but for now, that's how I do it. I'm so nervous about the questions that are coming up. So, pretend you are given a one-day more pass, allowing you to switch roles with any fellow Lateness cast member. Who would it be and why? I would switch roles with Nikki James because, like Nikki, I try really, really hard to tell really, really great stories when I perform. And she gets to sing on my own. And she gets to fight. She gets to be all thrown around. She gets to come at people with crowbars and knives. She gets to climb over things. So, like, that's kind of a kick-butt role. And then she gets a break after she dies. So, and she dies in a really, really cool light, blah, blah, blah. I love it. So, okay, so that's that. Describe any lamest cast member in one word. I am going to describe Andrew Kober as lame. He's going to kill me for that. So, he's not really lame, but there you go. Okay, so I'm not allowed to read these ahead of time, so I'm going to highlight them now. Oh, Jesus. Favorite movie, Neverending Story. Montparnasse or Marius. I'm going to say Montparnasse because he's mean and evil, and I like that. Build a snowman or a barricade because I hate the snow, I hate the cold, I don't like ice in my drinks, I don't like ice cream, I don't like popsicles, I don't like anything cold. I do not understand that if your body is almost 100 degrees inside, why would you put something cold inside of it? I don't get it. Sprite or Mountain Dew. If I had to pick one, it would be Sprite, but I don't like soda because the carbonation when I drink it feels like fire going down my throat. I don't know. So I'm weird. Go-to audition song, Hold On from the Secret Garden, or Stevie Wonder, All in Love is Fair. All is fair in love. Love it. Guilty pleasure show tune. Oh, that's a tough one. But there's this song called 100%, I believe it is, from Ballroom. I don't iron his clothes. I had jacked up relationships all in high school, so that reminds me of my jacked up relationships. Jennifer Ruby is going to kill me for that one. She was probably the only one that wasn't jacked up. Anyways, Bow ties or regular ties? Bow ties. Favorite pizza topping? Probably mushrooms. Favorite Disney princess or Disney character in general is going to be the evil queen. I like most of the villains. So, random questions. And I won't catch on fire. Okay, so you are an active member in the theater community offering several master classes for aspiring actors. What is your favorite part about conducting them? My favorite part about conducting master classes is letting kids know that whatever they dream is possible. I think for a long time I didn't allow myself to dream that I can make it on Broadway, and now I'm here. So, so dream big and allow yourself to dream big, and I love teaching kids that and having them dig deeper in themselves and realize that whatever they want is a possibility, and unleashing the endless potential that's inside of people. So, could you demonstrate your everyday most ridiculous vocal warm-up? I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I essentially take 2 Advil and I scream until I cough. There you go, warm. What has been my worst onstage mishap so far? I was in Hairspray on Broadway, and Jerry Mitchell, our choreographer, came in and tweaked a little of the choreography for You Can't Stop the Beat. And the way the set was designed, the stage ended here, and then the orchestra pit is here, and there was a passerelle that went around the orchestra pit. And a lot of times we danced on the passerelle, and there were these 2 like alleyways that kind of went over the orchestra pit too. And there's a moment in You Can't Stop the Beat where I dance like right here, and then there's this little ramp that bisects the orchestra pit. And during You Can't Stop the Beat, there's this part where we face forward and then we turn around really fast and start running in this big circle. And like most humans, I cheated and I would peek to see where I was going. And then Jerry Mitchell said that part of what makes it exciting is that you don't peek, and the audience is like, oh, how'd they do that so fast? So I took the note to not peek, and that was the day that Arbender Robinson fell into the orchestra pit. Not fully. My upper body was in the orchestra pit. My legs were still on stage, but at that moment, everyone's running around, so everyone kind of had to jump over my legs, and then I had to, like, so embarrassingly pull myself out of the orchestra pit. So, so there. And you will make fun of me at the stage door for that. I'm sure you will. This is getting so long. It's already 12 minutes. If you were not in show business, what would my profession be? Anything that helps other people. I originally thought that I was going to be a lawyer working in family law, helping children. But now I'm an actor on Broadway. Who knew? You've received the Gypsy Robe 3 times and made history by receiving the robe twice in one Broadway season. I know I'm a loser. Can you explain what the robe symbolizes and how does the ceremony work? Not to bore you with that. There's tons of information about it online. But for me, when I won the Gypsy Robe the first time, it's when I finally admitted to myself that I was officially a part of this Broadway community, because for the first couple years, I thought it was a fluke and that it wasn't going to continue. So that's really, really cool. And now to win it 3 times, it just means that I don't know, I've had a lot of luck, knock on wood, so far in this community, and I've been accepted by the community, and that's really, really cool. So, and I have a lot of stories to tell over the last 12 years on Broadway and 9 Broadway shows. So, yeah, maybe I'll write a book one day. If I had a time machine, what time period would I go back to? And my answer cannot be back to the moment that I agreed to do this terrible interview. No, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. Oh, if I had a time machine, what period would I go back to? I'm going to cry. I would probably go back, not really to a period, but I'd probably go back to like being a teenager. Only because after I was a teenager, then I started working professionally a lot, and I haven't been home a lot. I'm going to cry. So I think there are a lot of family members that I miss. So if I could go back, I think I would make different choices and keep family. I've always been close to my family, but I would kind of keep seeing them and being there for them as a priority in my life, I think. Yeah. There's just a lot of sacrifices that we make to do this for a living, and a lot of time that we lose to do this for a living, like holidays and Christmas and summer vacations and all that kind of good stuff. And I think I would probably make choices to fight harder to be at some of those things with my family, I think, if I could go back in time. So, what is the significance behind my Disney room, and do I have a favorite piece of memorabilia? I'm getting new memorabilia every single day, so no. But for me, Walt Disney taught us at a very, very young age that we could dream. And Walt Disney taught us at a very, very young age that you could be whoever you are, no matter what people say. And for me, seeing that dream of Walt's come to life, and he failed at it so many times. He went bankrupt so many times, but he kept trying because he knew that there was something bigger that he believed in. And now that dream touches millions of people every single day. And that dream probably saved my life, I don't know how many times. So I'm forever grateful to Walt Disney. I will forever be a kid. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and Walt told me that that's okay. So yeah, I'm crying. I'm such a baby. So yeah, so I think I try to do the same thing and just tell people that they can dream and be whatever they want to be or do whatever they want to do, and that dreams do come true. So for me, that's why I love Disney so much, you know. So I think my life is a life that Disney built. And now, the most important question of all. What is the meaning of life? Are you serious? I don't know. I think my goal is to just be happy and make sure that people around me are happy. And sometimes, by whatever means necessary, I make sure the people that are around me are happy. So, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It is almost 7 o'clock in the morning, so I need to get my day started and get out in my yard and put my hands in the dirt and dig up some plants and stuff, because that's what I like to do in the morning. So, and there are a wild turkey outside my window right now. I see them. Turkey. All right. Thank you. I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully this isn't too long. It's 17 minutes and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds. Bye.